My hair's getting a little long. I need a haircut. Welcome back. I'm JLo. This is Highs with Lo, my channel, where I go out and do stuff and come back and tell you about it. So today, really quick, I'm going to compare head-to-head the new Sony ZV-1 firmware that allows you to use it as a webcam with just a USB cable versus my old solution, which was this HDMI card. If that sounds interesting to you, keep watching. Spoiler alert, I will not be using this anymore. And subscribe. That'd be great. Consider. Thank you. Okay, so moving on. Really quick backstory. The Sony ZV-1 is kind of like a nicer consumer point and shoot camera. They positioned it as this vlogging camera. You could not easily hook it up to use as a webcam like for Zoom or for Google Meets or Microsoft Teams, those kind of things. You couldn't easily do it. You could not. So my workaround was to use this, which I reviewed over there. Check it out. I reviewed it and I used it and it works great. It's a 1080p output device, 30 bucks on Amazon. And what you had to do is you hook this into your computer and this HDMI cable into it, and then the other end of it, this end, goes into the Sony ZV-1. It has a mini or micro HDMI port on it that you hook it up to. And this turns that feed into a webcam that your computer recognizes and can use in the aforementioned programs like Zoom, Google Meet, and Microsoft Teams, right? And that worked fine. It's 1080p. It wasn't beautiful, but it worked. And I used it to make videos sometimes and for my Zoom meetings. Big drawback, it sucks the battery life. Even if you had the USB cable plugged in and it was charging, it didn't work. It worked only for like maybe an hour, and then the battery was toast. So limited usability. Then Sony came out in October with a piece of software called the Imaging Edge Webcam software. So you download that onto your computer and hook your Sony camera up via USB cable to your computer, and then this software that you had to load onto your computer would turn that signal into a webcam capable signal that you could use in Zoom, Google Meets, and Microsoft Teams. Problem, it was only 1024 by 576 is what it was. So not great resolution. Advantage though, you didn't need an extra piece of hardware and cable, and it kept charging it via the USB. You could film indefinitely. Great. But now I'm going to compare.
There's got to be a better way.
We're going to compare this to the new firmware that they just released in February of 2021 that goes onto your camera and makes the USB output itself a webcam recognized signal for your program. So you can use it without additional software in your computer and no additional software, no additional hardware on from the HDMI port. It's fantastic. That's what I'm saying. It's freaking a lot.
I like you a lot.
High resolution and it keeps charging, so it takes away both disadvantages of these other methods, and it's all gravy, baby. It's all butter. So let's just take a look, shall we? So, like I said, this is a simultaneous feed of the HDMI capture card footage alongside the new firmware via USB cable from the Sony ZV-1. I'm not going to tell you which is which yet. I want you to look at for yourself, kind of decide what you think is better, and then I'll let you know. So let me just, as we go, I'll just describe what's going on here. It lets you output both of these signals at the same time. So from the USB slot of the camera, it's going via cable into a USB port on my computer, and this is Streamlabs that's allowing me to do this. Streamlabs OBS. The other cable is HDMI out from the camera into the HDMI capture card, which goes into a USB slot in the MacBook and then also goes into the feed. So with Streamlabs, you can have these two separate sources and simultaneously put them up. All right. So now, which is which? This one that you're seeing here is the HDMI capture card. All right. This right here is the HDMI capture card, and then, therefore, this is the USB feed that's coming from the new firmware. I like the direct USB feed. I like it better. It's slightly more true to what I believe the camera is putting out. And I think just maybe a touch sharper. Look at my hair. My hair is kind of a neat thing to look at. I mean, so I think it gives a slightly sharper image, and it gives me a slightly better color representation than the HDMI card. And it kind of makes sense. The HDMI card costs $30, and so whatever circuitry they have in there can't be that great. And it's just another thing that's processing the feed that Streamlabs is getting, right? So that makes sense to me. It makes sense to me that I like the USB feed better. So the only thing is Sony didn't say what definition you're getting out of this. Let's switch back to the regular camera. So not too shabby, right? Am I wrong? Am I right? I think it's better than the $30 HDMI card, right? So I will say Sony did a pretty good job of giving you instructions on how to load it up. You basically download it from their site, open it up on your computer, and get the program going. And then you hook up the USB cable. It takes about 15-20 minutes for it to do all its stuff. You have to, and then once it's loaded, they didn't really tell you where to find USB streaming. So it's in Movie 4 is the name of the menu that you have to be at to find USB streaming. I guess I'll just put the HDMI cable away and not use it anymore. Maybe I'll have another camera someday that'll make use of it. So this is what I was going to compare the Sony ZV-1 to next. It's a Logitech C920X Pro HD webcam. And I thought, it's way cheaper than the Sony camera. Obviously, you're not getting all the other functionality of this point and shoot camera with its, swing out monitor and stuff. But if you just needed something for Zoom calls, this kind of thing might be what you bought yourself. So stay tuned for that. What else? I still got to do that sling bag. I'm using the sling bag by Life Behind Bars. This bad boy. Look at this thing. It's sick. Lined out and water resistant. Sweet. It's good stuff. So I need to put that up soon. What else? I've got a bunch of other stuff. Oh, some suits. Some suits, because when you look like money, you feel like money.
Your money? You know what else? You're a big winner tonight.
That's about it. So stay tuned, subscribe, and you can see all that stuff. And get out there, try to do stuff, but do it safely. Wear your mask. Wear your masks. And come back and tell people about it, because that's still what it's all about. Do stuff and tell people. Show the world. Inspire others. See you next time. I love ya. J-Lo.